is Saturday, March 3rd, 2018. I am sort of in a little bit of a heartbroken mood. Most people in our neighborhood, whenever they come down our street, they always are impressed with our bushes in front of my house, and I'm devastated today during this Noreaster, and I didn't want to show it yesterday because it was bad enough that I was on 73rd Avenue yesterday. You see anything wrong with my bushes? They have been moved. They have been misproperly been rooted. If you can zoom in. Yep. Definitely got moved. I'm devastated. These bushes have been here, believe it or not, since we bought this house. I said I've been living here for 13 years. We had to make sure the house was, getting built in 2004 when my dad first purchased this house when I was living in Auburndale. When I was living in Auburndale, we never had a beautiful front lawn like this, and thankfully my landscaper is coming in a month to maintain the grass and everything for the spring and summer. The only thing is, we gotta let him know that we're not going to be in town the first week in April because I'm supposed to be going to Delmarva. But yeah, I mean, these bushes have been here as long as I've been in this area, and I'm devastated. This Noreaster really gave a hard punch to my bushes. I love these babies, and as I said, I have a landscaper who maintains these. We pay him good money to do it. He's been our landscaper now probably since we've been living in Auburndale, and he came here, and I don't know how I'm supposed to explain this to my landscaper next month, that our bushes got pushed during the Noreaster. He's going to be stunned too. But really look outside. It's sunny. The only thing today is just 40 mile an hour. Wind gusts we're supposed to be getting into tonight. Yeah, no snow. The GFS got this storm correctly. The meteorologists who claimed we were getting 1 to 3 inches were wrong. I just want to quickly mention before we check the rainfall totals from the storm and we check the power outages is that, honestly, we technically dodged a bullet with this one. I'm going to be honest. Another storm in Fresh Meadows. We dodged a bullet. We didn't lose any power, thankfully. See, here's the thing. Fresh Meadows never loses power, and yet Auburndale always seems to lose power. Well, the part in Auburndale I live, we never lose power, but I'm talking about north of Northern Boulevard. They always lose power, and we never lose power. It's remarkable that we live in an area, you see the power lines over there? We live in an area where power lines are always a factor during these storms. I just don't get it, folks. I really don't. So, when I get over to the computer, we're going to take a look at the rainfall totals because I'll do Queens and Nassau for reasons, and then I also want to check the power outages in Queens and Nassau as well. Quickly going to take a look at the rainfall totals. Central Park got 2.5 inches. Nassau, when I look at these numbers, Plain Edge got the most. But I only want to focus on... I said I wanted to focus on Nassau. We'll just quickly take a look at these because, on average, Nassau got about 2 to 3 inches. Further east you went, you got more rain. Further west you went, you got less rain. That's interesting. And at least they update these. All I can say is that Franklin Square, wow, they got at least 3 inches of rain. That's very impressive. Add the numbers up. Let me highlight them, in fact. I saw Franklin Square up there earlier. Take a look at that. Ooh. Looks like we won't be able to. Yeah, here we go. Franklin Square, 2.49. Add that up down there with the 1.84. That's about 3 inches. 3-4 inches the most. I can't even make the number up right now. Ozone Park, 4.5 inches of rain. Little Neck 2.85, Belrose 2.75, JFK 2.73, Astoria 2.32, LaGuardia 2.18, Jackson Heights 2.10, Whitestone 1.72. I'm going to say for a safe bet Fresh Meadows got 2.5 something. If I were to put a guess, but same with Bayside. I'm surprised Bayside isn't even listed here. Main thing I want to let everybody know is that we're still under a wind advisory for Nassau County, the 5 boroughs of the city, until 6 o'clock tonight. Wind gusts can go up to 40, 50 miles an hour. So, just let's take a look at this. Wind advisories issue. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles in open areas and on elevated roads and bridges. Use extra caution. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but alright. I know the Tappan Zee Bridge is still banning trucks and buses. That's what my dad told me. I'll take his word on it. But these high-profile vehicles, I can understand why they did that. Let's just take a look at the forecast. We're going to be near our seasonal average. Tuesday night into Wednesday, it's going to rain. And on Wednesday night, more rain. Now, I looked at something interesting. Sunday night into Monday next week. There's a chance of snow. So we may have to keep an eye on that. And then Monday, it's just going to be precipitation all day. Rain and snow, it looks like. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But the rest of the week, we just have to worry about Tuesday night into Wednesday. That's probably what we're probably going to have to worry about. Okay, Con Edison. How many people are without power? 3,968, and that's because it's mostly people in Westchester who lost their power. Last scattered outages today, that's all I'm going to say in Queens. The only one in Fresh Meadows, the major one by my house was 188th and 73rd. I'll highlight those. Wire was down around the area. I just hope the Q17 on 188th Street still going to be able to pick up and drop off passengers, because that would be the next concern if people are trying to get into Flushing. So we may have to keep an eye on that. Also in Jamaica Estates, 60 customers are without power in Jamaica Estates right now. Yeah, a lot of scattered outages around here. Yep. Now look at these numbers. It's impressive what Jamaica Estates has been. And PSC&G, oh, look at Nassau. Look at crazed Nassau County with all these outages. 1,576 customers are without power. Hempstead, according to 1010 Winds, has the most. I'm trying to get over to Hempstead. If it won't let me, that's too bad. But yep, here we go. Hempstead. Hempstead has a lot of outages. Hicksville, they always get outages. Over to Hicksville. And around here. Yeah, Hicksville always gets a lot of outages. That doesn't surprise me. So yeah, 1,576 PSC&G customers are without power. Con Edison, more numbers, because again, you have people in Westchester. The number keeps going up and up and up and up because it's still going to keep going up in Westchester. Let's take a look at mass transit. This is an email I don't want to take a look at. My goodness. The emails are way more accurate. That's all I'm going to say. So I didn't see this on Twitter, but about 2 hours ago, MTA sent me an email regarding the Q30 and the Q31.
still being detoured at this hour. So I don't know when they're ever going to get that power line removed on Home Run Road and 84th Road. As of now, Oyster Bay, West Hempstead trains still suspended as of noon. Train service on the West Hempstead line remains suspended in both directions due to a fallen PSE&G utility pole in Malvern. Limited bus service is being provided between Valley Stream and West Hempstead while we await repairs by PSE&G personnel. Same thing with the Oyster Bay branch. Oyster Bay branch. Buses are still being provided between Oyster Bay and Mineola. And then, Port Washington. Since last night, train service still remains suspended between Port Washington and Great Neck due to down PSE&G Long Island power lines. Limited bus service is being provided between Port Washington and Great Neck. So let me clarify this. No West Hempstead trains, no Oyster Bay trains, Port Washington trains, no trains going between Great Neck and Port Washington. Thankfully, the only thing I can say is that maybe the Q30 and the Q31 finally got back on track, but I have no answer at the moment with regards to that route. 3 new tweets. I saw some tweets regarding the 36 and a couple other buses. Let's see here. Quickly pull it up. I did see something earlier. We'll talk about that. Eastbound Q36 bus detoured because of FDNY activity at Jericho Turnpike and 257th Street. Q53 and Q70 select bus service resumed late last night following earlier FDNY activity on Roosevelt Avenue. Q85 buses detoured in both directions because of a downed tree at Francis Lewis Boulevard and Sunrise Highway. That's all I can say. No information on the EFMR or 7. That surprised me because I thought I would get emails regarding the 7 last night, but that didn't happen. I'm not going to check the Twitter feed because then I get more stressed out. And wrap it all up, Amtrak. What's going on with the Amtrak? Well, since last night there have been no trains going between Boston and Washington. They said service was supposed to come back at 9 a.m. We already have 2 canceled trains today. 88 Northeast Regional, canceled between Washington and Boston. I'm not even going to look up the opposite direction, but you get the point. No trains at all on the northeast line. Best thing to do, check Amtrak.com. Follow me, Matt Camper, on Twitter because we're going to keep you posted on whatever issues transpire today. I don't know if service will be back on the Oyster Bay and West Hempstead line. Good news is, I didn't mention this earlier, Port Jefferson trains have resumed, but there are residual delays on the main line as expected. I can't believe I'm actually saying this today, but if you need to go anywhere in Long Island, your best bet's going to have to be the Babylon branch. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but that's what Patrick Nowakowski wants, and now that's what we're getting, so yeah. I mean, if I have no transportation today, I'll probably have to end up taking the Babylon branch. So there's that. So yeah, that's it. Take it easy driving today. If you will be driving, make sure you grip the steering wheel very hard because these wind gusts, it's very hard to keep control of a vehicle. Any vehicle in that case, so take it easy, everyone.